So the under-fire manager plans to join the players in doing a circuit of the pitch after the final home game against Newcastle live on talkSPORT. Speaking ahead of the match, Ten Hag says he still has the backing of the supporters.
Actually, yeah. If, in the stadium, away and home, they're always backing the team, backing me. And also when I'm in the streets, many come to me. Maybe it's just polite, but I don't feel it like this. I will never almost get a negative reaction because the fans, they understand where we are. The fans understand that this club is in a transition, and the fans understand the huge problems we have to face, and especially on in positions in key areas. It's not how I feel it and how I see it, and it's not the way I want I go and to start that lap of honor for the fans. No.
Would you agree with that, Ali? Is that not a bit like the Iraqi press officer talking about how they were winning the war as a big Sherman tank goes behind them, rolling into the city?
Yeah, I see the point you're trying to make. But the Sherman tank, was that not a 1945 tank?
No. Well, it's an updated Sherman, an updated one. John is now for more on this 3-time Premier League winner of United, Stevie Bruce. Steve, morning.
Morning, Ali. Morning, Alan. Good morning.
It's going to be interesting tonight. United have got to put a show on, and it's not going to be easy. There'll be thousands of Geordies down there, and Newcastle will be, trying to get one over them, Steve. So and finish the season off in style as well.
Well, obviously the position for Europe now is up for grabs, isn't it? So it's a huge game in that respect, and both clubs will definitely want to play in Europe next year. So it all of a sudden got the credentials of a really, really big game ahead of them, and it's a big clash. So yeah, all to play for.
Bruce, what do you think of the situation at Manchester United at the moment, mate? I mean, we've got the fans coming on every day, complaining, and understandably the level of performances haven't been great, but where do you start? I mean, there just seems a malaise throughout the club at this moment in time. There's question marks over the manager's future, there's question mark over half the playing staff. How long do you think this job will take for Manchester United to get back to where they really want to be?
Well, I think it's going to take a long time. When you look at the gulf, unfortunately, that the top teams with Arsenal and City are what are they, 25 points ahead?
Yeah.
So you're not just going to reduce that overnight, And Alan, you know as well as I do, it comes in circles, doesn't it? And the Liverpool of the 80s, 90s, they've won one league in 30 years now. Arsenal haven't won the league in 20 years.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Man U, it's been a decade. So I hope it's not going to be another decade. Obviously, Jim Ratcliffe coming in is going to implement change. But what I seen an alarming start the other day and read it and couldn't quite believe it, Ali Allen, was Man U have spent 50 million, 18 times they've spent over 50 million on a player over the last few years.
Yeah.
And you'd have to start there where you say, have they got that right? Because yes, one or two have done okay, but unfortunately there's not enough who've been able to handle what obviously is a big task of playing for Man U.
Yeah, is it Jason Wilcox in there now, Steve?
Yeah, I believe so. And obviously there's big rumours that Dan Ashworth, well, we know Dan's imminent. So look, the things that they're putting up above the club and all the rest of it, they're putting them into place. Obviously there's a new CEO walking through the door. When that's going to happen, I believe, is in the summer. So they're looking at things to put at the top end of the club. But it's on the pitch where most people want to see it. And everybody's talking about the facilities at Old Trafford and the leaky roof.
Oh, amazing.
Look, the Carrington training ground is absolutely magnificent, so where they train every day and all this. So I think the big thing is on the pitch, they have to improve very, very quickly. The sooner they sort the future of the manager, because once that keeps swirling around like it is at the moment, then obviously that always creates an uncertainty. So that's the big decision at the moment.
Sure.
I hope that they stick with the guy. We'll stick with the guy because, they've had 5 managers in the last 10 years or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So if you keep change and have change and change and change, for me, it doesn't work. It's only ever worked at Chelsea, really. And even they're now having a little bit of a struggle with it.
Steve, will you get out to Germany? You get out to the Euros?
Not unless you're going to invite me, Al. You know.
I'll tell you what, I will invite you, Bruce. I'll see you in Portugal at some point, I would imagine.
I'll certainly be in and around that place for a little bit, I'm sure of that.
Listen, mate, just a quick word in Newcastle. Rumours this morning, Bruno Guimaraes might be off. Was it Real Madrid and Arsenal? He's certainly in a fantastic season. Do you think they'll keep a hold of him?
Well, they'll plan to, won't they? Because if they're going to, compete and be up at the top end of the table, the one thing you don't want to do is lose your best players.
Yeah.
And certainly Bruno, since he's arrived, has been the best player. He plays every week. He's been very, very good in his position. So I'm sure they'll do everything they possibly can to keep hold of him. And then all of a sudden, Andy, this financial fair play comes into act where, the rumours are that they maybe have to sell somebody before they move on. So maybe they have to cash in on one, but I'm certain I don't want to lose him or the boy up the top end of the pitch, and he's
good player. I like him, Steve.
Yeah,
he's an athlete as well, isn't he?
Different class.
Nah, okay. So, Steve, are you enjoying just chilling out now?
Alan, I did do. For a long, long time, I thought it's just what I needed. I've never really had a break. Unfortunately, now I think I'm getting under the good lady's feet, and I'm looking to try and do something, whether that's back in management or go back to work in some sort of capacity. I'm not too quite sure, but we'll see. See if the phone rings over the summer, and we'll see. But certainly, I'd like to try and do something.
Nice one, Stevie. Mate. Thanks.
All the best, mate.
Hopefully see you soon. Thank you.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.